Morley, Cecil, Kells. Well, I never saw a lacrosse game until I was 16. I moved to Mimico. I've never seen the game. Met the guys on the football field, and they played lacrosse. And they had a good team, and I was beyond the last line, and you just practice away until you pick up some skills. As a player, and I didn't have a very long career, just getting to play with a Minto Cup team. And I played with them in 1955. And I certainly wasn't a major figure, but in the final game when we won the Man Cup, or Minto Cup, pardon me, I scored the last goal, so that what sticks with me. I don't know about the velocity of the shots, but I do know that it's not vertical. They're not scoring from outside. It's all guys jumping in the crease like this. So it's this, and then the guy jumps. So you've lost the shooter that can snap that ball from outside, or take what we would call screen shots. Just stop, step back. And so that's missing. I don't think their outside shooters are the same. That's not there. Oh, well, the first to go around was Toronto, Montreal, Philadelphia, Washington, or Maryland, and Rochester and Syracuse. The next year, they wanted to go to the big markets, so Syracuse went to Quebec, and Rochester, or in theory, Rochester went to Boston. What happened, the Pittsburgh Penguins owner owned our Rochester team. He went broke. So I got the winner, and I had to have an owner. So Bruce Norris, who had the Toronto team, wasn't happy with them. So he sent them to Boston. So he took the Rochester team, and we became the Long Island Tomahawks. So that's how we got there. Before me, Jack Bionda, but he wasn't a runner. He had all the skills, shoot from anywhere. You know, there's a lot to be said about him. Bobby Allen was the best all-around player I've ever seen. He was just a total lacrosse player, and he never had to be a great checker or anything, because he had so many skills you couldn't take your eyes off him. Johnny Davis in Peterborough. His numbers are always there. They're always well coached in Peterborough. He was well supported. But Peterborough always had in other words, your comrades were pretty darn good too. Gaylord, except Gaylord wouldn't stay in shape. In Brantford, he'd show up 5 minutes before the game. I used to say, Gaylord, could you just come, a half hour before? So his mental attitude wasn't quite there. And by and large, he was over the hill at 29. Oh, when we won the last game, and then in '74 we won the championship. And I could bore you with all the details, but I'll give you quickly. Yeah. My team was worn out. And the other one was too, but I only knew mine. The key goals in that last period were scored by my one guy, Jan McGee. He hadn't scored in the whole series. He got one. And then a defensive guy, he got one. Like, they all were the guys that weren't, but they produced at the end. First of all, they moved into the winter, which is huge, yeah. Even though it's difficult to find time. They've worn out major cities all over, and they only play 16 games. You can't call it a sport if it plays 16 games. I don't care if you travel around the moon, you still can't call it a professional sport, in my mind. The rules and the stick. They changed the rules. Remember I talked about the breakout? Yeah. Well, oh yeah, I forgot to take credit for another thing. I put the 30-second rule in conjunction with Bobby Allen and Jim Bishop way back in 7 or whatever. You get the ball, now the 30-second thing starts. There's a 10 or 15 seconds gone like this. So now they got to come down and play offense. The defense only has to play for 15 seconds. And so this shuffle has negated the value of the 30-second rule. And they also took the cross-check away. So you can't defend. So what you have when you do get down there is a bunch of guys shadowing each other around. So it becomes a horizontal game when it's supposed to be a vertical game, and the fast break, it rarely happens. It's not part of the plan. Now, I don't coach in there now, but I'd take my same value of the guys I have, and we'd put the press on them right off the bat. And I'd rather lose putting the press on than run back and wait for you. And I'm not allowed to cross-check you either. So anyway, there's more to it than that, but that's some of it.